We're rolling. How do I start it?
Oh, we're rolling. We're rolling.
What do I say?
Welcome to Let Me Finish. The second to last episode of season 1.
Hello, and welcome to Lemme Finish, second to last episode of season 1. Today we have the Founders Edition.
I'm Fig.
I'm Andrew.
That's where you guys say.
There you go.
And I'm Ned.
Wow, there was a tiny stroke before I'm Ned. I'm glad the audio picked it up.
Yeah.
How is everybody doing?
Fantastic. Glad to be here.
Yeah, I'm good. Just getting settled into Seattle, so that's pretty dope.
The big
Fish
city.
continue to spread out. Koda's gonna ask us some questions today, and then there's a couple of links he's gonna play, and some just random camaraderie. This is the second to last episode of the season. There's a finale after this, and yeah, this is Ned's like 8th appearance. He can't stay off the podcast. I don't think he's listened to a single episode, but he's been on 8 of them.
I've been on like 3.
You did
3. 4.
4, 5.
4, because we did 2. That's right, the one day. Because that's so fucking long.
All right. Let's spend 10 minutes on this podcast discussing how much of the podcast Ned's been on.
I've been there, done that.
Like the full podcast. Let's do
All
it.
right, so some of these we'll make a whole podcast around that. Some of these questions are from fans, some of these questions are from the fish, and a lot of these questions are from AI. We fed it some info.
Whoa, there we
it's
go.
gonna ask them.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right,
Let's do it.
we're just going to start from the top of the list. So number 1 would be Founders' influence. How did the Founders' roots in Detroit influence the early sound and direction of the group?
I sucked.
I was gonna say. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, it made me suck. Cause like I only battle rapped prior, so like until Ned taught me timing, those early songs sucked. They sucked. I was used to not rapping on a beat, so that's how Detroit influenced me. I was very angry. I swore a lot, and I wasn't very good. That's not Detroit's fault. It just bred me to not be good.
It taught you need a beat.
Yeah, it taught me I needed beats. Apparently West Coast beats as well.
All right. Question 2 would be early challenges. What are some of the biggest challenges you faced in the early days of the group, both creatively and logistically?
We sucked at the beginning. I mean.
Yeah, I feel
was a
like creatively, like none of us really knew what we were doing. Like we literally had a closet in
I think
a garage
logistically
that we used as a booth.
we were limited on equipment, not just space. Like I think we only had like 1 or 2 laptops, and certainly not a very good microphone. Or did we use a USB microphone? Did we even have like a Scarlett or something?
I think we did use USB, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think like I would say creatively, I think we were there. Like at least we had like the aspiration and the fucking like ideas and stuff. We knew what we wanted, but just technically and like fucking kids, like we didn't. You need experience to get better, and we were just just starting. It's like fuck. Of course we're not gonna be good. We were fucking
Yeah, I
young.
think. And also, we didn't have access to the scene in the beginning, and we were looking. Like, we could not find shows, we could not find venues, we could not find rappers. So, like,
Right.
there wasn't a sense of collaboration beyond who was in the group.
Yeah, we didn't really have like an in. We started playing fucking what was it, the TARDIS room to like what, 5 people?
The one show we threw, yeah, that first show was like 10 people for sure.
Yeah.
But the one that we threw was pretty good.
Yeah, sure, but that was still like half a year in.
Yeah. If we're talking early days, like pre us doing shows and stuff, I would say it's for sure just the equipment, and like we weren't good.
Sure.
I feel like we had like Ned kind of said it, but we had an idea of what we wanted it to sound like. We just, I don't know, we're guessing and checking. Like it was like, okay, let's record a song, and then it was like, hey, this is good. Like but it really wasn't. So it was just sort of like a
And I mean, it sounded good to us when
I
we
don't
made
know.
it.
It was all in the moment, like
Yeah.
But I feel like it was all just like experimenting. Like it was a lot of experimenting in the sense of like let's just try this and see what happens.
Like I
type of
remember the
thing.
day we first turned auto-tune on for my voice because I was so opposed to it. Like it was so much just like, what if we did this? What if we got a lot of like, I don't think the vision has really changed. Like I think the intent was just always to be this weird big ass group and a bit cartoony, a bit vulgar, a bit nostalgic or whatever. So we had to find that a little bit better, but the groundwork was there. A lot of the like silly samples and sound effects and beat stuff still feels in the same vein of what we're doing. It's just a lot better now.
Yeah.
You saying like silly and shit. I remember specifically having a like sound clip of Dr. Dre just going from like an encore song on Eminem's album and trying to work that into a beat.
I
Shit.
remember
So,
that.
like I feel like that. Yeah.
I actually think that's a great segue into one of our links, which Ned heard on an earlier episode, but I wanted to play it for Andrew.
Yeah.
We're not gonna play very much of this. I told Koda that this is just play a little second of it just to remind you it exists, and then we got to get out of there. I'm gonna throw up. All right, we'll stop trying to watch it and then try again because now it says it's working.
It's working. Can you guys?
I can see it.
You can see it.
I can't. I feel like I'm gonna close Discord real quick because I think mine's like.
We killed Andrew's Discord.
Second to last episode, everybody.
Wait. Maybe.
Ned, what do you see?
A YouTube video of
Something.
I don't want to say yet because funnier if he doesn't know.
Okay. I got it now.
All right, perfect. So we're gonna play a few seconds of this. Okay, well maybe turn it down a little bit. We don't want to hear it that loud in our ear holes.
I do.
No.
I think we should. It's better for the
Go to
audio.
me.
The audio listeners.
Do you remember this, Andrew?
It definitely sounds familiar. Is this something I made?
Absolutely, it is. Produced by Rogers himself.
Shooting at your car. You're not moving very far.
Okay, but that's more embarrassing than the beat.
Oh, wow.
Shooting at your
Oh, wow.
You're not
Oh. Oh, wow.
No.
A masterpiece.
I have not heard that one.
Yeah, for good reason. It's buried.
Oh, it's
Wait, I was gonna say it's
Very-
probably for the best that nobody hears that.
it's a.
Ugh.
Well, it's popped up
Holy
twice now,
shit.
so someone's
you-
gonna hear it.
Do you remember making that?
I like it, not specifically, but like hearing it, it was like, oh shit, I do remember sampling quote unquote Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
I remember finding it recently doing research for the pod, and like, bro, I cried. It was the same feeling I felt when I found out Tag was Captain Save-A-Ho
I forgot about
at the
that.
time. Like when it hit
Oh,
my
no.
brain again, I was like, fuck. Yeah, just a quick run down memory lane with that one. Oh, my eyes. All right, we can go back to questions.
All right.
That was
so,
a natural segue.
our next question would be the Portland scene. How did Portland's music scene contribute to the development of the group in the early years?
Well, if we're talking the earliest of years, I would say that's a question for Ned because he was a part of, a different scene, but a musical scene. To be honest, we asked him a lot of questions about venues in the beginning because we had never been to them.
I mean, I was part of the metal rock community, so it was definitely it's a different animal. The music scene here is odd. It's so like we have a lot of music, but none of it's like I don't know what the word would be. It's good, but it's not like impactful. You know what I mean? Like it's I don't know. Maybe not.
What
impactful.
parts of like you doing all those shows before we started this, did you carry over into this?
Uh, performance, whatever, or etiquette, not etiquette. I don't know what the word would be. Just being comfortable on stage and shit. Because it is like, I mean, when I first started playing out, it was, I've been nervous. You get like fucking, like I
Sure.
never get fucking stage fright, like really ever anymore. I'm just so used to it. You kind of just like become a character almost.
Yeah, I would say like as far as the early shows and like early collaborators we had, it felt okay to continue experimenting and being weird, because that's supported here.
Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of weird shit here. I've seen fucking all sorts of odd performances. No, it's cool. I mean, the
Yep.
music scene here is cool, but it's like I don't. It's an interesting community for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all I got on that.
All right. Well, the next question is first break. Can you describe the moment or event that you consider to be your first big break?
Hey, we talked about that. Was it last time? Or
I
mine?
yeah.
One of mine.
Yeah.
Paris for me. That one Paris show where you fell through the floor felt like I was like, all right, shit, this is cool. We're playing to a lot of people.
I think that the day where we kept refreshing the SoundCloud and watching the Bill Saber thing go up by thousands.
That was fun.
But
That was
that's what I was gonna say, because I remember being at work that day and literally just like you said, I would refresh the SoundCloud page and it would jump like 2,000-3,000 views just in a single refresh, and that's when it felt like, oh, okay, maybe we got something here.
Yeah, that I feel like we've had that moment once a year since then that keeps me from quitting.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of a good segue into the next question. It would be key collaborators. Who are some of the key collaborators in your early years, and how did they help shape your sound and growth?
Bill Saber for sure.
Bill
'Cause
Saber.
Yeah.
we've done maybe almost a song with him a year for the past 8 years. We brought him out for a show last year and shot 4 videos with him that are about to come out. Probably pretty close to around when this episode comes out. Yeah, I think not only did it give us a little bit of credibility, it gave all of us a little more of a belief and a drive in what we were doing. The fact that he was so chill with us to continue working with us even past the first time, because the first song's not good. He did fine, but it's not very good.
And he may or may not be on a Noise from the Void song. Stay
Yep.
tuned.
A second Noise from the Void
Stay
song.
tuned.
Yeah, because that happened, right? And then we had the same experience with him last year when we dropped the Noise from the Void remix that, like, we just kept all day, watched it go up thousands, and it hit 130, 140. It still gets listens every day.
Hell yeah, it does. It's fucking wild.
And then, I mean, obviously all the Fish we were collaborating with early, and like T Jones and the Third Eye Goonies. We still are friendly with those guys and made a lot of music with them 7 years ago.
Vice One was pretty cool too. I'm not gonna lie.
That wasn't the first year.
Oh, I meant just as a collaborator.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Stick to the script.
Well, whatever.
How would you
They
guys
converted.
say that the Fish's music style has evolved compared to the first year of starting to now?
Oh, it's good. It's good now. It's gotten good. There's yeah, like I'm if you really listen to the earliest shittiest stuff we do, it is just still a parallel to what we do now.
Yeah.
I feel like it is good.
We've gotten
Better quality, better
yeah.
produced.
We
Yeah, I
understand
feel like
how to
it's-
write a song.
I feel like it's one of those things too where if you're like, you can feel and like hear the growth in each like kind of era or each project or anything like that. Like each one I feel like has gotten a little bit better, and a little bit better as kind of just time has gone on.
Yeah, I feel like if you start at the beginning and listen all the way till now, you will like it. It is a exponential graph of quality, but like again, it's that goofiness, the vulgarness, the nostalgia. It's we've been this like 90s cartoon since we started.
And even
But
even you saying like the vulgarness and the like silliness, I feel like going back to the question about how like Detroit influenced it, I definitely feel like that's kind of definitely got like Eminem influence to it and stuff, you know?
oh, for
And
sure.
so kind of to
I
bring that
mean,
circle
D12
back
and
to
Odd
that, it
Future.
definitely you like yeah. Like there's definitely those influences, especially with like the silly and the vulgarness and just kind of being weird, being your own thing, but also just like hopefully creating
Yeah, we never took
good
ourselves
music.
too serious.
Yeah, for
It was
sure.
never the goal.
All right. And being the largest rap group in the world,
The
um,
universe, technically.
how do you manage creativity and collaboration having that many people?
We've always had, more people than most groups, I would say, right? Like even at the beginning, like there was people that didn't rap that were still around every day and came to stuff and supported and listened and gave advice and tips and whatever the fuck. So like I don't know. I feel like we didn't add people until we felt adequately equipped to handle the amount of people we had. So like that's why it's
I
just
feel
been a
like,
slow climb.
I mean, even as somebody who's like not creating music, I feel like it's always just been a collaborative effort. So I assume even now it's like not hard to make those collaborations happen and have that kind of group effort because that's just always what it's been. And so like we don't really know anything else,
No, 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 no,
you know.
no. And I would say the only hard thing now that wasn't like then was getting all of us together, even for a Discord or in a room or in a studio or for a video. As there's more and more of us and we get older, it's that's the hardest part, is being able to find a day and time that works for everybody to make a song or to write. But we've always been all hands on deck. There's people that didn't make music that now make music, people that made music that don't now, and like it still feels like everybody's a part of it and pays attention and keeps a finger on the pulse of it and plays their own role.
All right. Some of the first performances, how did those help you build a following? Some of the early live performances.
We weren't
I
dicks. People
Yeah,
liked us.
people, even when we weren't good, man, people did really like us. Every single show I felt like we gained a fan, and I think part of it was because I wasn't from here. And there was this air about somebody new when we first got here, and it did not take long for Swiggle to start bringing us around. So like there was just this like air of respect that maybe it took us a couple years to find the scene, but I feel like we jumped ahead pretty quickly, just because we worked hard and were polite and professional.
I feel like probably you like, at least from my perspective, like you never really stepped on anybody's toes too. Like you always kind of had a level of respect for like people helping out or like people who had been there before you and stuff. And so I think people probably saw that you were just like passionate about this, but you weren't trying to like overstep your boundaries or like come out there and be the top dog right away. You were just trying to like find your spot.
I paid Swiggle for that first CP and then immediately bought the feature from Cool Nuts. Like I didn't get paid for no shows for forever. I didn't ask for nothing. Like I knew it wasn't my city and I'm white, so I had to climb a little bit.
All right. So the first album, can you tell us about the process and experience of creating your first album?
I guess as a group that would have been Strange Places. I don't.
Even just from listening to the pod, that's got to be the first like
Yeah, like
real
collaborative.
project.
I mean, we made projects that didn't come out prior to that. That like all these songs that we've played would have been on,
Yeah.
like the Twinkle Little Star May Contain Nuts. All that shit never came out on an album, but we were making one. But then it pivoted to Strange Places somehow. I don't know. It was Nick had gotten out here at that point, and he produced a lot of those beats.
Yeah, I feel like Nick coming out kind of like sped things up a little bit because like Tag and I had been like, you know, messing around trying to produce beats, but we were brand new to it, and Nick at least had experience and kind of knew, you know, how to operate the program and blah 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 and stuff. So I feel like that definitely helped kind of like jumpstart us into making Strange.
Yes, he did. I mean, it wasn't like he was advanced or nothing, but like me and him did it in Michigan for a couple of years before we came. So
yeah, and he knew more about it than Tag and I did, I guess, is the main point I would
for sure
say.
Yeah. And then we got a couple beats from just like someone we worked with or I worked with would be like, hey, my brother makes beats. So I got like a couple from just like random people to fill it out. And then that dude that produced Channel found me on SoundCloud and messaged me and gave me the Channel beat. And then when Channel came out, he sent me like 5 or 6 more beats, and a couple of those ended up on that album. And then one of those beats ended up being Young Ned's first song, the one with me and Swiggle.
Yeah.
Young Ned.
Sweet. So this is like for each of you guys. Who are some of your artists in the formative years that inspired you?
In the formative years? What does that mean?
Yeah, just like kind of the
Like-
earlier years.
Oh, earlier.
Childhood.
Yeah, okay.
What music inspired you?
Fucking like Primus and Tool and Nirvana. Fucking rock stuff. I'm definitely a rock guy. High school was more when I got into rap. I remember like I think probably like 8th grade was when I like Beastie Boys. I was like, oh shit, okay. And then I do remember like right when senior year started, I listened to Straight Outta Compton. That album. I was like, all right. I'm like, okay, this shit's awesome. But yeah, mostly just like rock stuff. A lot of fucking.
What was the
Nirvana.
earliest rap you listened to, like with us, as you started?
No,
being
I was.
efficient
No, I
rapping?
listened to rap before that for sure, but I just.
No, I know. What was the early rap you listened to with us, like that?
Oh, with you guys?
Yeah, because you like started rapping and listening to more rap. In,
I
like,
mean,
2016.
Aesop Rock was kind of like my yeah, weird stuff. I like it.
Sure.
I guess it like Kendrick. I remember you playing Kendrick for me, and me being like, oh, okay.
Run the
remember-
Jewels,
Yeah, Run the Jewels. Fuck, I haven't listened to them in a while.
Flatbush Zombies. I feel like.
Yeah, a little bit. Eminem. I mean, I've listened to Eminem since I was little, but I didn't like.
And then Lil Wayne, bro.
Yeah,
Me and Andrew went deep into a Lil Wayne thing, and you jumped on board.
I know
at
because
the
I used to
time.
give Lil Wayne shit all the time, like, he's Lil Wayne, whatever, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, this guy's actually kind of a genius. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like I could list off artists, but like, I don't know. For me, it's just like hip hop in general. Like, I don't know. I love hip hop. So like Eminem, Lil Wayne, Kendrick, fucking,
Fuck them up.
you know, NWA, Raekwon, Wu-Tang, like anything hip hop is like has helped inspire me anytime I've, you know, tried to create music or just like anything. Like I don't know. It's so easy to just list off artists, but I feel like just hip hop is what inspired me.
Yeah, I've always. I mean, obviously, being a white guy from Detroit, Eminem is pretty high up on my list. But I've always just wanted to be in a rap group. So like Wu-Tang and D12 and Odd Future and the Migos and Run the Jewels and Outkast and NWA, Naughty by Nature, Tribe Called Quest. Like groups were so cool to me. I'm not sure why. But there's like it's weird looking at my memories on Facebook and seeing how often throughout like from 2009 to 14 I was just like I wish I was in a rap group. So yeah, for sure that stuff like D12 I listened to almost more than Eminem just because those fucking videos, man, it looked like so much fun and I wanted this to be fun more than anything.
All right. And after hearing all those like inspirations, how do you think we as the Fish have contributed to kind of the rap culture of Portland specifically and like the broader rap community?
Shows for sure. The way we do shows out here, like I've definitely seen it replicated. You know, we've had monthly shows since Fish and Friends in 2018 where we were lugging around giant sound equipment that Ellis had brought out here from Michigan. And like it was a lot of monthly shows cropped up after that, and then we stopped, and then we came back, and now we've done the Give Back for 18 months, the Kickback for 8 months. We've done Emo Night with Taco for 8 months, and there's a lot more monthly shows that we see pop up, a lot of showcases. There's a lot of groups in Portland now. I also think we've just a thing people often bring up to me is the amount of content we put out, and the fact that we're kind is definitely something I've seen people take note of from us. People are consistently putting out a piece of content and sending it to me and being like, you guys gave me this idea or some bullshit.
All right, well, I think that kind of answers the next question. The next question was just, was there any unique strategies or practices in the early years that set us apart? Which I think that kind of, just the content and
Just constant.
the shows, just the amount of motion. No one was really doing that much.
And we were always weird. I was falling on the ground during stuff. We were fucking I had a sex doll that had 8s drawn all over it we used to throw into the crowd. Like, we've always just tried to make sure somebody remembered us, make it hard to forget when we walk out of a building.
Yeah, I mean, the name alone is hard to forget. The Antelope Fisherman. You don't forget it. All right, and kind of more personal, what are some like personal milestones you think that the members have achieved during the early years? Just like you guys as people, maybe not necessarily just musically, but just personal milestones that.
This guy Andrew went to college, which was crazy. I don't think a
Literally,
single one of my friends had ever gone to college.
Yeah, like I feel like me going to college in a like weird way, it like took me out of the group a little bit, but then also like gave me a role. Like the first episode of the pod I did, like, Fig talked about how like basically now I'm just like a marketing consultant for it because that's what I went to school for. And so it's like, I never felt like I really found a groove for myself, like actually making music. But so it's like, this is the way I can contribute by like helping, the Fish hopefully grow and get our name out there and stuff like that. And so like that, for me, going to college and graduating feels like a milestone for me personally, where I can actually contribute to the group and kind of be a member of it.
Yeah, for sure. This guy Ned shaved his head.
I did.
That is huge personal growth, I think.
You got a child. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, you got some kiddos.
Yeah, I do. That's not the early years though.
Oh,
That's recent. That's recent enough.
I mean, shit. That's almost 3 years ago now, though. That's wild.
I guess neither is shaving Ned's head, though.
Yeah,
that's
that
yeah.
is
What the
pretty
fuck?
I was just being a dick there. That couldn't have been his real personal achievement. I would say for me, probably honestly is, and it was pivotal in us getting into the scene was when I took that pay cut to leave FedEx and go work at the dildo factory, which inevitably led to me meeting Swiggle. Like I could have kept a more comfortable life, and I felt like pursuing less hours and less responsibility and not being salary anymore would open me up to do more music, and it eventually led to me going LA, and then I just never went back to work. And I mean, just working there, I met Sammy, who introduced me and vouched for me with Swiggle and JC, and yeah, if I hadn't done that, I don't think any of this would have happened.
You went from packages to packages, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, bro, I was slanging packages, and then I was slanging packages.
All right.
What about this guy Ned?
Oh yeah, Ned.
Personally,
What did you achieve, Ned? What have you done?
in that
Come on.
early time?
Fuck nothing.
You did some stuff.
You taught me how to rap.
No.
You had to tap on my back.
I mean, I just had to get you on better timing.
On time.
Because I was throwing you weird shit too. So that wasn't.
Sure.
I would say Noise from the Void, getting with Bill Saver doing that shit was pretty. I was like, God damn. I felt good about that.
Yeah, because you guys started that pretty early, right? It just didn't really come to life until recently, or more recently. But you
Yeah,
guys
Noise
were
from the Void, we started almost, if not earlier than the Antelope Fisherman.
8 years ago. Yeah, it was before the Antelope. I'm pretty sure. I think we technically started
the
the band.
same
I mean,
month.
yeah, because
We were
I
doing.
was gonna say,
We didn't have a name for it, but we were just doing stuff. So I
If-
counted as like a band.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's like Noise from the Void might not have had a name, but it's, you know, in a way, like Noise from the Void started the Fish, because like if Ned and 8 weren't making music, like the Fish probably would have never happened.
I mean, I don't know about that, but I think
I mean, the only reason the Fish happened is because Gareth, Gabby, and me would freestyle. So
Yeah.
if me and Ned weren't hanging out that closely, that wouldn't have happened for sure.
no, and then everybody.
Yeah, I was going over for band practice like 2 times a week.
Yeah, and then you just also come over to hang out too. You were over all the.
That was every
time.
day a week.
Yeah, you were over all the fucking time, so it was like, it was inevitable. There was enough of us all doing music. I think it would have happened.
talking
either
about
way.
people that were over all the time. Is there any former Fish from the early days you guys wish were still around?
Gareth.
Gareth.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gareth.
Oh!
He's gone.
I miss that schmuck.
I mean, he exists. He's out there in the world. The Fish wouldn't be here without him, but he is hard to find, hard to get a hold of, hard to get a response from. I miss Gareth.
He used to be easy to get a hold of.
He did. Ned and Tag see Chris quite often, but I miss Chris too.
I don't know
Yeah.
why he doesn't go do stuff. He does. I mean, I got his last job was fucked. His work hours were just insane. But like now he's working normal hours. I'm like, come on.
Yeah,
do a show.
our schedules haven't lined up, but I miss the Fish House boys, the original gang.
When we get rich and famous,
Yeah,
we'll buy
that's-
that house.
What makes someone Fish material?
Oh, they gotta be toxic.
Toxic.
A horrible human being, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah, you gotta just be a fucking loser, pretty much. Who wants it real bad.
you gotta just like
I hope all
really
the new
want
members
friends
hear
and not
this.
have them.
Yeah, you gotta. We're God's favorite losers. We're the best of the bottom. We're the cream of the crap.
The
You know,
cream
we're-
of the crap. Fuck.
I can't come up with any other metaphors, but yeah, there's just you can't have asked. There's just this. You just gotta be in. You just gotta be. Do you remember there was a period we had like tryouts? We were bringing random rappers we found out to the house to record, and we're just like, nope.
I do.
When did it start being the Fish? Like, the Fish.
Instead of the Antelope Fish.
Yeah, just in quotes, the Fish.
Did that happen when you were here, Andrew, or did that happen later on?
I mean, I don't know. It feels like it's sort of something that like I can't like pinpoint when that started happening, but I feel like it just sort of happened. So I don't know if I had gone down to Eugene yet or not, but
I honestly feel like it was around Avery times. I think when Avery came around, we started yelling Fish Gang. And then somewhere around in there, we became the Fish. Because our shit wasn't like nautical themed at first, really. Like, I almost
No.
feel like we leaned into the Antelope more
We
in our
did.
branding.
I remember the Fish was like when I started coming around, so that's like later on
Like
in the story, but
2019, 2020. Yeah,
Yeah.
we were for sure, like, I think people called us the Antelope back then. Like, if they were trying to
I mean-
shorten it.
yeah, because like even you said like our branding, like that original logo was like an antelope on a fish hook. I feel like
Yeah.
we definitely probably leaned into more of the antelope side of it, and then
Yeah, because even that
eventually it
first
kind of
mixtape.
transitioned to being the fish. But
No, the first mixtape was the aquarium. So it took around until 2019 for sure. Then that's a sneak peek of next season.
Sneak peek. Sneak peek.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of sneak peek of next season, do you want to load up the video you have already loaded up a little bit?
I suppose.
Oh fuck.
here we go.
You guys see this?
Hey.
You boys seeing this?
I am.
Yep. Oh, dude, I was watching this before we got on.
Oh.
I'm the sweatiest and I'm in the middle. Isn't this the worst? Get wet. Yo, this
Muffin makes mistakes.
I was like nobody.
You can see Andrew
Like,
back there,
like, now I do
Tag,
things like this all
Ned,
the time.
Timmy,
Like, I wouldn't be
Sammy,
able- I didn't think I'd be able to stand up
former
here and talk to
Fish and
people,
former
but
La Familia
I
members
just
and ain't getting no
stutter and shit,
clout.
really good at this, but, like, this
Justin
is
Joy,
10 shows
Muffin,
that I've
Lie.
done or been a
The
part
guy
of,
with the
and it's
Punisher
like,
shirt on.
Thank y'all.
I
love
said
you
that
guys.
won't get no
Thanks,
clout.
Al.
And Big Swiggle.
All these people
Man, I
out
saw
there, it's
Swiggle's
amazing.
hair
You
from
guys are
behind. I
amazing.
thought that was
Thank
Jay
you.
Mello.
You wanna get on the bus?
I did think I saw Jay Mello for a second, and it's crazy that it ended up being Swiggle. Do you guys remember that?
Oh, I do.
That was
Yeah,
the
yeah,
first
that's-
month of 2019.
Yeah, I feel like I referenced that on the last
did.
episode I was on, of that being like one of the first shows, like the first like real shows that I feel like I went to, and like the first time kind of that it was like, oh, okay, like
There's
he's
people here.
performing, not just in
Yeah.
there's people here, not just like a couple people who are here and then happen to watch this show.
No, there are people here for this show.
Yeah.
we were selling butts and dildos.
I was so high.
This question, I'll just answer.
I think, didn't we film a music video after that too, like in the basement of that
and
place?
it never came out.
Yay!
Sure, okay.
Yep, did not come out.
This one says, "How's your music change develop over the years? It's good, not bad." Next question. What made Fig move to Portland? Why are you here, Fig? Why'd you do it?
I had to go. I had to leave. I love Michigan very much, and I would like to go back, but yeah, I just had to go. I was in a bad spot. I was homeless for a couple of years. My sister lived out here. I didn't really talk to any of my family in Michigan at the time, so I was just like, having a house was a big motivation, and yeah, I was going down some roads I shouldn't have there, and needed to change.
All right. What makes you guys fight for this every day? Why do you continue to do this regardless of the odds, the trials and tribulations?
Because we're musicians, we have to do it.
Why are you fighting for it?
Is that it? Is it like a DNA thing?
Yeah, it's in our like we.
It's in our
I
blood.
mean,
It's in
I would
our
go crazy if I wasn't
genes.
doing something. Fuck, as a musician, like I don't know. I mean, it makes me happy. I guess, in layman terms. I don't know.
I mean, it's still fun. That's a big reason
Yeah.
that I haven't quit. But I would say the like group itself is, since the beginning, is probably the longest driving force that I've had. Just the idea that anybody other than me also believed in this, and not wanting to let that down or let that fire go out, or so many of not just the people here in this call, but just members of the group or friends of the group or whatever that have given their time or their money or their energy or their art to this thing selflessly. So that has kept me motivated from the beginning, because nobody asked for this was my dream when I got here. Almost none of the original members of the group were producers or rappers prior. Like yeah, that has kept me going, seeing everybody get to do things that I don't think necessarily they believed possible for themselves all the time. Is it's a good merit badge on my sash.
Well, and like, I mean, I don't want to speak too much for you, but you've been doing this since you were 8, so like, I feel like you probably know how to do it better than anything else that you've done, you know?
Yeah, I don't know how to do anything else. Yeah, absolutely. This is
Like you
I-
could
I hit
you
my
can sling
10,000
pack-
hours.
you can sling. We know you can sling packages, but I think you're a better rapper than a package slinger. So
I
It
would
depends on
agree.
which type of package we talking about.
Giggity.
I've been slinging one of these packages since I was 8 too.
What's the big difference
see,
between pre and post Portland move? Like, what's the biggest difference you've noticed?
Do you want me to say it?
You're good.
Yeah.
Now you're
No.
you're no longer bad.
I would
Not
say
bad.
honestly, if I were to answer that more than the easily repeatable thing is I'm much more open to anything. I was very very set in a specific way of how I did things before I moved out here because at least in the parts of the artist circles that I was in, it was very very strict, very much so you do it in one take or you don't do it at all. You don't use auto tune. This is the type of beat you can use. Coming out, it took some time to chip away, but I'm now open to just about anything because of my experiences here.
All right. Well, that's the bottom of the list of our questions. We've answered all of them.
Tag submitted one that he asked me to read. He said, "Why are you all so ugly now? Were you always this ugly? And what put on those extra city miles?"
Ned, how do you respond?
Man, of course I'm the brain.
Just kidding.
God
You
damn
look
it.
exactly the same.
No, I
That
don't.
is the one person I think who,
I'm bald and
besides
fat now.
like, I've seen some pictures. It's you did get a little chunky, but you look like your face looks the same.
Yeah,
If
sure.
you just when
But,
from when you've always had the beard.
I have.
I mean, who hasn't got a little chunky?
Giggity.
bitch, I'm attractive.
Andrew looks the fucking same. Talk about
Yeah,
somebody that looks
John Mulaney since he came out the womb.
John Mulaney.
Hey. My hair's slightly different.
A little longer now.
It's
Little
a
pump
little
board.
longer and it's got a little more gray in it.
You literally look exactly the same.
Yeah, that's the city miles.
That's the city miles. Fuck.
We got one more link, and then we can wrap this up.
Wrap
We
it
can,
up.
Do it.
we can get out of here. One more trip down memory lane.
Oh,
Jarvis, find the link.
Dro-
Damon, can
Pull it
you
up.
pull that up?
Yeah, that was there. It is. Another raw geese special.
Oh,
Oh boy. Oh boy.
This one's better.
I'm excited.
Hey, okay.
Turn that
This
video
one
all
is
the way
better.
Not much, but it is. Can
It's
you
better.
believe this made it to 365?
I got excellence in my
There's about
thumbprint and
200.
You gotta turn it
motherfucking
down a
evidence
little
in
bit.
abundance. It is
I got it.
evidence I never miss. Pass a
I
bitch,
get- my
get your phone and
headphones
I'm
are quieter
it
than
is
yours.
evident, don't ever give one shit. I got a several
What'd you
inch
say?
letter tip demo that'll sever
headphones
limbs in
are
my gun
quieter
clip,
than
so you better
Oh.
yours.
split before they find the evidence. I bet they get you punished. I want them to find the evidence.
There's no
that
way
our
we made
legends
this any
spit
weird
in
near
discussions, 'cause
August
the
8th,
evidence I left in
2020.
it left the bitch with concussions.
No, this would be
Protection and
like
confession, syncopathy, echo,
2017,
pressure, shit. So this young man, I just kill shit. Push you when you little
2018,
bitch, down the hill quick. Jack and Jill shit, fresh and clean on some outcast Will Smith. Lil Fidget on some real shit.
That's
Fuck the
crazy.
motherfucker
Jack
on the
and
grill
Jill
shit.
shit.
But I'ma throw still grip on my own illness. And the poor still poor. Rich still rich. Rat still snitch.
This
Taylor
beat
still
was
snitch.
actually really tight,
Invigorate, man,
though.
the ill bitch
This is a
can
cool
still
beat, yeah.
spit.
It's definitely way
I
better
was
than
gonna say the
the
beats.
Beat holds up.
Raw geese, baby.
Free Joey J, bro.
I'm just trying to leave some evidence. Show these motherfuckers what a
Just go ahead and fade that puppy out.
Yep. Do you have you heard that within the past 5 years?
Me?
Yeah.
Only because the last pod I was on, we referenced it, and so I was like, "Shit, I gotta go pull this up and see, remember what this sounded like." So, and kind of the same thing. I honestly just like pulled the song up and jumped to a spot in the middle, and was like, "Oh yeah, okay, well that's enough."
The beat is the best part of that song.
Yeah, no, the beat I feel like definitely holds up. I feel like it's missing some stuff that could make it better, but it holds up.
So this is your commitment to come back to producing? is what I hear.
Hey.
I mean, I am unemployed right now, so I've got all the time in the world.
Koda is about to send you a package full of everything you need. So
A little
I'm
care
down
package.
to try. Let's see what I can work up.
10 beats by season 2.
Do you got 12 terabytes?
Dog.
I got a package for you, just like Fig.
You're gonna start
dick-
slinging packages too.
His dick pics don't fit the bandwidth, you know what I'm saying? All right. This is thank y'all. Thank you, Koda, our moderator,
Producer.
producer Koda.
Sure. Whatever.
Thank you to the founders that joined me today. This is the second to last episode. Next week, me, Tag, Ned, and Ellis are gonna sit down and close it out.
I'm
Yeah.
so
Anything?
excited.
Anything y'all want to say? Anything y'all want to spew out of your mouth holes?
Live long and prosper. Take every
I've
opportunity.
done enough spewing.
He's done enough spewing.
You
You
spewed.
never know what might happen.
Gary Spewsy.
My spew is all over this podcast.
Gary Spewsy is a crazy bar. Body sausage. What's it doing? Where'd it come from? What does it want from me? All right. Before you interrupt me, let me finish. Running from Yesterday, start playing.
Let me finish.
All
right, that's it.
We did it.
We did it.
Yeah, we did it for a while too.